the brilliant one, Robert McCracken. Here's how they line up. 11 years, the age difference, the youth, freshness, athleticism, physical attribute, and the legs with Joshua. Look at the weight difference. Seasoning pedigree maybe with Povetkin. Look at that 95% knockout ratio. We're almost ready.
Ladies and gentlemen, from Wembley Stadium, London, England, Eddie Hearn for Matchroom Boxing, in association with World of Boxing Production Company, proudly present the main event of the evening. 12 rounds of boxing for the heavyweight championship of the world. Sponsored by William Hill, StubHub, EA Sports, Lynx, and JD Sports. Sanctioned by the British Boxing Board of Control, President and Steward in Charge, Charles Giles. The International Boxing Federation, President Darryl Peoples. The International Boxing Organization, Ed Levine. The World Boxing Association, President Gilberto Jesus Mendoza. And the World Boxing Organization, President Francisco Paco Barcarcel. Timekeeper, Stephen Pucci. The three judges scoring. From Monaco, Jean-Robert Lane. From Italy, Matteo Montella. And from Venezuela, Carlos Sucre. And inside the ring, in charge of the action at the bell, referee Steve Gray. And now, the officials are ready. The fighters are in the ring, and they are ready. Boxing fans, are you ready? For the thousands in attendance and the millions watching around the world on Sky Sports, Box Office, and DAZN. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble! Fighting out of the red corner with his trainer, Ivan Kirpa, wearing black, standing 6'2", official weight, 15 stone, 12 pounds. This 2004 Olympic gold medalist now has an outstanding professional record consisting of 34 victories, 24 big wins by knockout, only one defeat. He's undefeated for 5 consecutive years. He's the WBA #1 heavyweight challenger in the world. From Chekhov, Russia, former WBA heavyweight world champion, Dame и господа, русский витязь Alexander Sasha Povetkin. And across the ring, fighting out of the blue corner with his trainer, Rob McCracken, wearing white and standing 6'6", officially weighing in at 17 stone, 8 pounds, 5 ounces. He's a 2012 Olympic gold medal champion, and now, as a professional, a perfect record. 21 fights, 21 victories, 20 wins by knockout. From London, the fighting pride of the United Kingdom, the reigning, defending, undefeated heavyweight champion of the world, AJ Anthony Joshua.
Here we go again. Boxing boom time. Another monumental occasion for the sport, which is rocking the world.
Okay, boys, if I call break, you take one step back. Don't let any punches go on the back of the head, and protect yourselves at all times. Touch gloves. Good luck, lads.
A most testing and threatening challenge for London's Anthony Joshua in the National Stadium. Russian roulette with the third best heavyweight in the world in the vastly experienced Alexander Povetkin. We hope for another classic to fire up this damn night. The world heavyweight titles at stake, the most treasured and historic prizes all on the line. 4 belts. The WBA Super, the IBF, the WBO, of course the WBC with Deontay Wilder, scheduled to fight Tyson Fury before Christmas. It's all happening at heavyweight, Carl.
It certainly is. What a division to be involved with at the minute. I mean, the fights just stack up and the future looks so exciting. Anthony Joshua, I'm expecting him to start cautiously behind his range. Povetkin already looking to close that gap straight away here.
Joshua will be hoping to utilise the reach, the powerful jab. Povetkin's so dangerous when he gets up close. So tough and durable and gritty. The uppercuts could be key punches from both men. The physically massive Anthony Joshua and the small heavyweight Alexander Povetkin. But with that might come an edge in speed. Certainly the pedigree going way back to those Athens Olympics. But are the legs still there of Povetkin at 39?
Well, they won't be as solid as it was in his 20s and early 30s, that's for sure. But the experience he's got will set him in great stead for this. And the overhand right is a dangerous punch that he does look for. Anthony Joshua's got a nice tight guard. I like to see that. He's just waiting and picking his shots back nicely. Good work there from Anthony Joshua on the counter.
Yep, flashing a left hook in quick there, Joshua. Povetkin a bit tentative with the right hand. Povetkin, who's been sparring out in the mountains. He's used Daniel Dubois, the unbeaten young heavyweight, who'll be hoping to play his part in the picture in the next couple of years. Joshua's had more sparring in Sheffield than ever before for this one. They've changed his regime. Legs look so strong of Joshua.
Yeah, the fitness and the strength and conditioning schedules and routines that he's got at the IS in Sheffield, where he trains alongside Rob McCracken, and the strength and conditioning coaches down there. They're second to none, and he really is a solid athlete.
Both trying the uppercuts, a left hook from Povetkin. That's his honey bunch that laid out David Price in Cardiff and has done much damage over the last few years since his sole defeat to Vladimir Klitschko.
Yeah, Povetkin likes the overhand right. He likes the left hook as well, punching with a lot of power.
Oh, gets inside there and gets through, and a little stumble from Joshua at the end of the first round.
A great round from Anthony Joshua there, controlling the action, but Alexander Povetkin, he has this very, very dangerous overhand right-hand left hook, which he actually caught Joshua at the end of the round. Anthony Joshua held it well, but this guy is so underrated. He's so dangerous. Anthony Joshua needs to keep it long, keep it clean, because those shots up close, Alexander Povetkin can throw all night long. Anthony Joshua needs to hold at this stage. He doesn't need to just stand there taking shots. This guy is so dangerous.
The thoughts of David Hay and Paulie Malignaggi.
Yeah, the best combination of the round was landed right at the end by Povetkin. That got Joshua's attention. The left hook clearly buckled Joshua's legs, but it was the end of the round. Povetkin was not able to follow up. I thought Joshua had himself a pretty decent round to that point. It wasn't any one-sided or anything.
Might be a problem with the Joshua nose. There's blood from it, but he was caught at the end of the round. Is that badly damaged already? Joshua looks like it's some pain from the nose. Keep your Eyes on that, a right hand from Povetkin.
Bleeding quite heavily from the nose, AJ, and his eyes are really glazed and watery. Looking in some distress here early on, Anthony.
Could it be broken? Tony Bellew's nearby, thinks it might be, and Povetkin is trying to go hard and in quick for a rumble. And it's very early in the fight. Joshua trying to get behind the jab again, but drama already, and Povetkin's got hand speed.
He has, he's very quick, he's lighter, a couple of stone in difference there between the two men, and he's going to use that speed to try and get home with these shots. He's had some success early on, Povetkin, but he needs to not get careless, because Anthony Joshua looks now, he's really concentrating and fired up.
And blood really dripping from the nose of Joshua, which may come to trouble him later on with his breathing. Just a bit static, Joshua. And Povetkin waiting for the next raid.
Well, he got caught with an awkward-looking jab at the end of that first round, AJ, and then he got caught with that follow-up left hook that seemed to shake him to his boots.
Right and a left, there's the short, sharp hooks, but a good jab back from Joshua. And there's the right hand, tried for the first real time.
It's a real look of confidence in Povetkin's work, because he's seen the damage occurred to Joshua's nose, and he's seen the stumble as well as he walked back to his corner after that shot landed. So he'll be quite satisfied and happy with the way this is going.
Yep, he's getting into delivering shots to the body as well, Povetkin. Joshua trying one of those of his own. A right hand though from Povetkin was good, and it caught Joshua. Well, and he's got to hold on here.
That's the sneaky right hand that he looks for. He ducks low to his left and he throws the right hand out of the peripheral vision. It's a sneaky one, but it works.
And there's the left hook from Povetkin. Joshua good with the defense. We remember him going down heavily here to the fist of Vladimir Klitschko, but he got up, rebounded, came through the haze and triumphed in 11. It's so often dramatic with Joshua, isn't it?
It is, yeah. We've got to remember as well, Povetkin's got so much experience. We've talked about it on the build-up to this. He's only lost to Klitschko. You just can't write this guy off. I know he's at the later stage of his career, and Anthony Joshua's on the rise. And, you know, he's on the crest of this wave, but he's got so much pressure on his shoulders. And it's such a bad start for him to have this nose damage early on.
Good work from Povetkin. Joshua back with a jab. That's where he wants the Russian at distance.
Yeah, that's what he needs to do. Keep this jab working, at range. Just keep Povetkin at arm's length.
The touch glove, plenty of respect. David, early thoughts?
I'm worried. I'm worried for Anthony Joshua in there at the moment. Alexander Povetkin is getting in with the overhand left hook too often. I don't like the way AJ's allowing him to get in close and establish himself with shots like that. Anthony Joshua needs to try to keep the fight at long range at the end of the jab. Anthony Joshua's jab's world class. He needs to keep it long and not look for the big shots like that early on. Alexander Povetkin isn't the guy you can just unload on. You know, he's never showed anything in his career thus far to show that you can just walk in and blast him out.
Yeah, I think since that big shot at the end of the first round, Povetkin has taken control. A good second round by Povetkin after landing the big shot at the end of the first. I don't know if he's in Joshua's head or whatnot, but he's got the second round was very much controlled by Povetkin, and I think it was a continuation of that last end of the first round combination.
It's a good start here for the challenger from Russia, the former WBA champion Alexander Povetkin. Can he shock the world at 39? Big underdog here in the black trunks and the black boots and the white of Anthony Joshua. The 28-year-old from Watford. His home patch. He called for the fights at Wembley Stadium, and there's a right hand from Povetkin, and he really is dangerous. And Joshua just hasn't got settled yet, Carl.
He hasn't known. He's pouring with that jab. He's not snapping the jab out solidly behind that long reach he's got, and Povetkin able to find home with that overhand right, and it's worrying every time it lands. Joshua just wants to flick that jab out. That low left not going to do him any favours. Just keep the guard nice and tight. Just snap the jab out. The kind of jab that won him that medal in the 2012 Olympics. He just needs to concentrate and focus on keeping this fight at range for as long as he can. Povetkin will tire. He's trying to land big, heavy shots and going for it early here, Povetkin. AJ needs to respond by being cute and aware and having good movement.
Just stabs his eye there, Povetkin, as the heads bump together. That nose damage for Anthony Joshua, but he is keeping it at range now. He learnt so much in that fight with Vladimir Klitschko, but a left from Povetkin just creeps through again. There's the hand speed, the confidence of the Russian, and he's trying to take Joshua out with that shot.
Yeah, really good left hook there from Povetkin. He rolled, he slipped and slid his way in, Mike Tyson-esque, and then threw that left hook, and he landed flush on the chin of AJ. He stood up to it well, but these shots don't really need to be slipping through this early in the contest. Povetkin boxing well here. Just like to see that jab worked a bit more from AJ. Just get the jab in Povetkin's face as often as he can, just to keep him unsteady on his feet.
Try and soften Povetkin up and begin to feel the 39-year-old's legs, but it's a really good beginning this for Povetkin.
Yeah, he's very clever, very experienced. He knows exactly what he's doing. And I think he knows as well, he's got to do this early if he's going to do it early. Just found one with that left hook there, that's great. Nice little back step from AJ.
Yeah, nice counter work from Joshua as he finishes strongly to the third. Utilising lateral movement as well, Joshua. Said he's going to go to body and head and soften up Povetkin.
Well, Povetkin only looking for power punches. When he gets in range, just looking at swinging in knockout blows. So AJ needs to stay focused.
Much better from Joshua. Back into that one, and the crowd loved it.
Yeah, Joshua got back into that round. I had Alexander Povetkin winning the first portion, with AJ sort of coming back with that big left hook at the end. I gave that an even round myself. Another tough round for AJ. AJ's really going to need to step his game up. He can't allow Alexander Povetkin to come in sort of Mike Tyson-esque with his good head work and those quick clusters of punches. AJ really needs to just maintain that long range.
Yes, I agree, especially early on.
Yeah, you know, I think Povetkin had done a good job of taking the momentum at the end of the first round with a good second round and a very good beginning to the third round. It seemed like Joshua got into a boxing groove in the second half of the third round. Let's see if he can continue that momentum, just like Povetkin had continued the momentum at the end of the first into the second.
Robert McCracken, who has guided him through a 12-and-a-half-week training camp in Sheffield. It's been strictly business. He hasn't wanted to talk about the Deontay Wilder situation. Anthony Joshua just concentrate on how important this mandatory defense is. And it is. And Alexander Povetkin was written off by a lot of people, but already he's shown a great deal. That experience and that quality doesn't just go away. Joshua improving. And there's a cut there, left eye of Povetkin, and it's a nasty one, and it's come up, and that will spur Joshua on, who's had the own damage to his nose, but he's starting to get his timing and accuracy right here, Joshua.
Yeah, he's starting to look more relaxed. Povetkin cut there above the left eye. I think the heads came together there, where he walked into a solid-looking jab from AJ. We'll probably catch that in a minute, but Povetkin, the pressure from Povetkin will only slow down as these rounds go on, and Povetkin knows he's got to go for this early, which he's doing, so the game plan from him is perfect, really.
Doesn't look good, that cut, and that right hand on it's not going to help at all. Povetkin, is that going to deter his tactics and just trouble him with the vision out of the left eye? And Joshua's got that sweet right hand, remember.
AJ just keeping his right hand up now as Povetkin comes forward to block that left hook, probably listening to Rob McCracken's instructions in the corner. Don't do anything wild or get careless, because Povetkin is just looking for power punches. And the power will diminish as these rounds go on, so AJ needs to come through these early sticky moments. Boxing well here at the minute, AJ.
Keeping it at that range, utilising the physical advantages, as when Povetkin gets up close and personal, it can get sticky for Joshua in there.
Yeah, good head movement from Povetkin as he moves forward, and AJ don't quite know where Povetkin's coming, and all of a sudden a looping shot comes. already slowing down slightly. Povetkin maybe having a small breather, but as you've seen, he leaps forward face first with his big hooks. Very dangerous looking shots. But AJ seems to have found his measure, looking a little bit more comfortable now.
What an exciting start to this world heavyweight title fight. Lively challenge from Alexander Povetkin. Joshua moving well around the ring, finding his range, and that eye looks bad of Povetkin. Decent right hand, good round this for Joshua.
Yeah, landing some solid looking shots. Povetkin now having his fair share of success, but he's looking like he's getting swelling and bruising and marks of battle around the face of Povetkin.
That cut's really nasty as well, Carl.
Big round for Anthony Joshua there. I just started to see Alexander Povetkin looking a little sorry for himself in there. The big cut over his left eye is actually impeding the vision. You can see him, you know, he was worried. You could see the physical, you can see him kind of dwindle in there. You know, Anthony Joshua seemed like he sort of raised his game and got a second win.
And what might come into play is the big man against the little man, the weight advantage as well to Joshua, who's now finding his rhythm. We think that might be where the cut happened.
It seemed like a clash of heads.
Yeah, Anthony Joshua seems to really got into his flow in that round. You know, Alexander Povetkin, you know, up until this point has looked like a real danger. He just started looking like he was feeling sorry for himself just a little bit in that round.
Stay switched on, Anthony. He's starting to feel okay. Stay switched on, you've got this. As he did, fast feet.
They touch gloves. Huge respect between these two. The
Keep him on the stand. Don't let him dictate.
quality and pedigree of Alexander Povetkin. Joshua knows well, he studies the game. And Povetkin desperate to try and become a world heavyweight champion again. Level on your card, Carl.
Yes, 2 rounds apiece. First 2 rounds going to Povetkin at a great start. Then AJ finding his rhythm and his range with that jab. Still close rounds, but AJ, for me, doing enough to steal it on the card. Povetkin will fade as this goes on because of the age and the tired legs at 39 years old. Still very dangerous, still very capable, don't get me wrong. He's a solid heavyweight. But the longer this goes, the better it is for AJ. And he'll know that.
36th professional fight after over 130 amateur bouts. Alexander Povetkin. Remember, this is only Joshua's 22nd fight. Now, these matches have been tough. You know, Klitschko into Takam at a few days' notice. Then Joseph Parker, who was unbeaten. Now Povetkin. It's not easy. Everyone's calling out for Wilder, but this isn't easy at all.
It's not, though. He's had to step up, AJ, because he's that good. His career's been moved on that fast. He's had to fight the best. He's got all the belts. He's got a defender. This is his mandatory. And people want the Wilder fight. They forget people like Povetkin are queuing up waiting to steal that accolade and them trophies, the world titles.
Dillian White, of course, with us tonight, waiting for his opportunity. Joshua has the treasure. He's the marked man. Left hook from Povetkin. And a right hand. Again, when he gets in, he suddenly explodes and looks really threatening.
Really fast double left hook from Povetkin, looking solid, followed by an overhand right hook. AJ seems to have accustomed himself to these shots, and he seems to be okay with them, looking relaxed, but I don't want him to sit down and rest too comfortably on this flat-footed stance because Povetkin's a heavy-handed man.
Very different spectacle already, isn't it, to the unification with Parker in the Principality, which never caught fire. This is high octane, and you don't quite know what's going to happen next. Povetkin with the right hand, swinging from the hip.
Yeah, he is swinging from the hip, gunslinging, and why wouldn't he have this opportunity for Povetkin? He realised what's in front of him as well. He knows AJ's a serious threat, but he's not really that concerned. He's just thinking about his plan.
Hats off to the corners. They've done well on Joshua's nose and on Povetkin's eye. Attempting the right hooks now. Povetkin with Ivan Kerper in his corner, shouting out encouragement. They haven't lost together. A hard-fought round there.
Very tough round, very tough round for Anthony Joshua there, copping some big overhand rights throughout that round. As you can see, slipping inside the shot. Yes, that's a perfect shot to throw against someone who's not dedicating themselves to the jab. You throw a tentative jab at someone world-class, they're going to throw a big right hand over the top. So Anthony Joshua needs to really give me some, I want to see some feints. I want to see him unsettle Alexander Povetkin from long range. At the moment, he's not really dominating. He's letting the smaller man walk into range, and he's not being punished for it.
Yeah, and also I'd like to see Joshua punch off those feints here and there. You know, he's taking some of these overhand rights, but sometimes he's feinting, but he's not punching off the feint. So Povetkin is not really having anything to think about. He knows nothing's going to come off that feint.
Idris Elba, the film stars are in, the boxing stars too. Prince Nassim Hamid just behind us. It's a who's who at ringside of sport and music entertainment. All want to be around an AJ event, a bit like Floyd Mayweather over in Vegas with the A-listers. That's what he brings now, but also the normal fan. Everybody seems to love him. Can he keep hold of these world titles? Decent jabs now from Joshua. He's just talking to Povetkin in there. Is he beginning to take control? And will Povetkin start giving one or two distress signals? The left hook of Joshua and the right hand follow. This is excellent from AJ.
Yeah, good work from AJ now. He's found his range with his jab. He's relaxing. He's sitting down on his punches without reaching for them. So he's finding success now with these punches. And, you know, you can see that Povetkin's slowing down. He's not so sporadic and he's not as busy with these bursts of work.
Vladimir Klitschko had Povetkin down 4 times. David Price shook it up, didn't he, in the Principality? But nobody has stopped the Russian powerhouse yet.
No, he's solid and he's durable over 12 rounds. We said earlier he's getting older, but he's still very capable, and that's dangerous shot there.
Big right hand,
twice.
Gets through and an uppercut too. And Joshua just has to regroup, back behind the jab.
Joshua cannot switch off in front of this dangerous Povetkin. This overhand right, it's very sneaky, it's tricky. Put yourself in front of him. He steps to your left and comes over your jab. If Joshua throws a weak jab, he will be punished every time.
Action intensifying here in the 6th round of this World Heavyweight title clash at Wembley Stadium.
Well, when Povetkin's put under any sort of pressure from AJ, he responds really well and fires back with some heavy-looking shots. Really good quality work from AJ here, boxing well, but Povetkin's still very much a serious threat.
Not bobbing and weaving as much. Povetkin not quite as springy from the feet. And the legs of Joshua look strong and sturdy.
Yeah, it was a very active and busy start from Povetkin. Really did throw everything in there early on, and he had some great success. And maybe he's having a bit of a breather now. Still looks dangerous when he unloads them solid hooks, though.
He does, and that uppercut, which Derek Chisora was telling us about beforehand from their sparring days. Joshua told us he'd finished the fight with an uppercut after the workouts at York Hall on Wednesday night.
Povetkin's looking a little tired there. Anthony Joshua seems to have got into the flow a little bit. Still taking too many shots for my liking, but he seems to be dictating the pace and winning that round. But, you know, Alexander Povetkin is a very, very dangerous customer. That double left hook is just missing by fractions of an inch. You know, as the rounds go on, let's hope they don't start connecting.
Yeah, this fight for me will be decided in the second half. It's a very competitive first half of the fight. I think both guys will still have a lot to have to show in the second half of the fight to win the fight. Povetkin does at times seem like he's slowing down. Then he comes up with big bursts. Also, when Joshua comes with his big bursts, Povetkin tries to get in his head by coming right back after him, or at least presenting himself in front of him just to show him nothing is affected.
He's blowing! And he's blowing! Stay disciplined! Keep your
Our colleagues from DAZN behind us are split. Sugar Ray Leonard has Joshua in front. Sergio Mora has Povetkin, Alexander Povetkin, who is down by 2 on your card, Carl.
Well, yes, I think AJ was behind on the first 2. Certainly he was caught with some bad-looking shots, and then he seemed to have found his rhythm and started boxing well behind the jab. Rounds 3, 4, 5 and 6, very close, couple of potentially even rounds in there, but I've given them to AJ because he's boxing well.
Paulie has it level, David has Joshua 1 in front. It's close at the halfway stage. Povetkin, who's not been beaten since 2013, to Vladimir Klitschko, wins over Manuel Char, Carlos Taka, Mike Perez, Christian Hammer. Decent fighters. Comes in with good form. And a right hook from Povetkin. Is he getting a second wind here?
Well, he's just looking for solid shots, single solid shots. He's got a nice little head movement, little fake, makes Joshua react to what's coming at him, and then he picks his shot. Very experienced work from Povetkin, good accuracy there as well with the right hand.
Jab to the body from Joshua. Some people were saying Joshua would take out Povetkin early. He might do here. Lovely right hand. Best of the fight from Joshua. Povetkin is shaken in the 7th. Oh, the left hand and a right hand. And down goes the Russian. Will he make it up? He's all over the place. Steve Grace has walked towards. He's brave. He's gritty. He's never been stopped before. But he might be right here and right now. Joshua with a big left hand. And AJ rocks Wembley all over again. A statement sent out in this blue ribbon division. Blistering finish from Joshua. The fans wanted the knockout, and after a very, very engaging fight, AJ finds the answer, the ammunition too much for Alexander Povetkin, who stopped for the first time in his life. And now Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury, who'll get it on before Christmas, will continue the heavyweight story. And 2019, I tell you what, it's going to be even better than 2018.
You know what, that was an amazing win. Really, really good quality performance here from AJ. He was under some serious pressure. Nobody's done that to Alexander Povetkin. He's a very dangerous man. But AJ there coming through, really sticky moments. To finish like that, that was emphatic. That was just mesmerising from AJ. What a finish.
You saw AJ touching to the chest and to the stomach throughout the fight with the jab. He just kept touching, he kept touching. It was to take away the attention from the head of Povetkin. Finally, in this 7th round, he touches to the chest or to the stomach with that jab. Then he touches again and comes with a fast right hand over the top. It just to take away the attention of Povetkin from the head, and then he snuck in that right hand. Greatly set up shot. Great. That right hand was set up for rounds, from rounds prior, and he finally let it go here after the touch.
And great experience too, because Povetkin came and gave it an almighty challenge, didn't he, David? And Joshua just found time to get his boxing back together, utilising the jab, and it was turning his way. And then the power and the explosive finish, a perfect end.
Yeah, I'm so glad that he fought Alexander Povetkin at this stage in his career. This fight, maybe 5 fights ago, may have been too much for him. But he's learned from the fight against Vladimir Klitschko about staying cool under pressure when things might not be going your way. When against Carlos Takam, when he had the head clash with the nose, he's been there before. It wasn't a shock to the system. He stayed calm, stuck to his game plan, and waited for the perfect opportunity. And when it presented himself, he didn't rush it, didn't try too hard, just allowed his talent to flow. And Alexander Povetkin has never been treated like this in all the 36 fights he's ever had in his life. For me, punch-perfect performance, tough night. But, you know, to have a great performance, you need to be in there with a great opponent. And Alexander Povetkin was fantastic tonight, came with a solid game plan, was in great shape. Hit AJ with some great shots over the top, but AJ soaked him up. He rose to the occasion and got the job done.
At the time of the stoppage, the three judges' cards, 58-56, 58-56 to AJ, and 59-55 also to Joshua. All were unanimous towards Joshua. And I think it was the last 3 rounds or so where the fight just turned, didn't it? And he waited for that opportunity, and like the predator he is, and the world champion he is, he took that and he didn't let Povetkin recover.
And look at the finish here. I mean, he set it up with that feint jab to the body, sort of just placed the jab, took the attention away from the overhand right, and then produced this kind of a finish. And Povetkin was in serious trouble. And AJ, he knows he's got his man wounded, and he's one of the best finishers. He just puts combination punches together, accurate combinations, and Povetkin had no chance then.
The two of them just talking to each other in the ring now. And you got to feel for Alexander Povetkin. I know that a lot of people thought he should have been thrown out because of the drugs, and of course it tainted his name forever. But tonight, take that to one side, he put on a really great effort, a brave effort, and he was right in it until the last.
And all the way until the end. Credit to Povetkin. That was a hard knockdown he suffered. He got up. All his will to get up off the canvas. He wanted to continue fighting. You know, he fought like a man who knew this was his last chance, and he fought with all the heart in the world and all the skill in the world. This is a very, very competitive fight.
Big smile from Anthony Joshua, who admitted there was pressure on those big shoulders after the last two before.